Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. So you're welcome to this session. This I think this should even be the first video before any other video, which is prompt engineering. You know, so I'm gonna be talking about prompt engineering and structuring. Many people just many people use AI to do what Google can do for them. So you see people ask different funny questions. But then AI is supposed to, all these AI tools are supposed to do much more than we use them for. So, but to get the best out of an AI tool, you must have a very clean um, set of information that you give it in order to get the best output. Okay, so especially when it comes to generative AI in the sense of creating something with AI, maybe an image, a video, um, or maybe you're creating an ebook, or you're animating a picture, or generally you must have a clear organized prompt. Okay, so for instance, someone that wants to create an ebook and all he's doing is he just came online and start typing, create an ebook for me on, let's say, maybe a topic. There's nothing like create an ebook for me. Ebook for what? Even if you type create an ebook for me, the AI will ask you ebook on what. Okay, so let's say create an ebook for me on, let's say, marketing. This sounds okay, but then it's vague in the sense that it's not, you think you're not giving it this proper set of instruction. So, but then it's going to do its work because I mean, it's it's a large language model LLM. It has a lot of information. It will definitely have something for you. So in this case now, but meanwhile, you need to know that I've created a number of ebooks. So it's somehow going to be using, the kind of tone languages I've used in the past. All right. So I've created more of guides. That's why you're seeing a practical guide to growing any business in the digital age. I created more of guide. If it's someone else with maybe another, what is it called, account, it's going to use the tone you've used in your previous charts. Okay, so create an ebook. So below is a complete ready ebook. You can publish, brand, or edit immediately. It's written to be clear, practical, and market relevant without fluff. You have table of contents, introduction, study your market and customer, building a strong brand foundation, digital marketing channels that work, content advertising, conversing, measuring growth and scaling smartly. Okay, so you have chapter one, you develop date, chapter two, you develop date, chapter three, and all of that. But then, this is not really the best it can do. So, with a clear structure prompt, you see what we can achieve. So, let's go ahead and type again. Okay, but in this case, let me just use the mic and just dictate for it. So, we want to do an ebook on marketing. Okay, so but we're going to be specific this time around. So, I want you to create an ebook for me on marketing targeted towards Nigerian markets. So I want it to be about 6 to 7 chapters. It should be very concise. The topic or the title of the ebook should be attention grabbing, one that anyone that sees it will find irresistible. Okay, so but before creating the ebook, I need you to give me the perfect prompt I can use to generate this ebook. So you can just send. One thing with After working with this particular tool for a while is the fact that it doesn't matter what you tell it to do, it's going to understand it. Okay, understood it. You see, it started with understood. So as long as you have the idea, you can create it, even if it's a very strange thing. You just need to be articulate enough about your details. So you can see now that we have a very structured prompt. So what we ask for is not to create the ebook. Anybody can come and say create ebook, okay? So but you have a very structured prompt. We have our target audience. So let's start. You are a professional marketing strategist, okay? So in any creation, the first thing to do to any AI tool is to assign a role to it. So in this case now you are saying that you're a professional marketing strategist with deep experience in African and Nigerian markets. Create a concise, practical, and highly valuable ebook. You can see that this is different from create an ebook for me. Um, Ebook on marketing specifically tailored to the Nigerian audience. So we have the target of the Nigerian entrepreneurs, small medium business owners, digital creators, freelancers, startups, service providers, offline to online businesses. So you see ebook requirements. We just stated two or three things that we want, and it's, I mean, this is, so the ebook must have an attention grabbing, irresistible title that appeals to the Nigerian market. The total There are other parts in this area. Okay, the total chapter should be about 6 to 7, no more, no less. The writing must be very concise, practical, no fluff, no theory, heavy content, easy to understand, relevant to Nigerian realities. You can see data costs, WhatsApp usage, Instagram, Facebook, street businesses, etc. Use Nigerian examples where helpful, e.g., small businesses, online vendors. So basically, this particular course on creating this book is just like a crash course on. We are doing like two courses here: prompt engineering and ebook creation under a single course. So I'm showing us basically how you engineer your prompt. You don't have to sit down and start racking your head, typing one after the other to get a prompt, and now use the prompt. You just have to explain what you want to create in your head. There's another alternative to this. I'm going to be showing us the other alternative, but let's just go ahead with this. So this content structure, chapter one, the truth about markets in Nigeria today. You know, chapter two, we have the chapter three, chapter four, five, six, up to seven. Okay, so important rules: avoid foreign centric assumptions that don't apply to Nigeria. Perfect. Focus on strategies that work even with small budgets. Keep explanation short and impactful. No academic language, no excessive storytelling. Output from an ebook title at the top, brief introduction, clearly labeled chapters, clean formatting, a short conclusion with next steps. Do not explain your reasoning, just generate. This is so why this prompt works is: first, sees Nigeria's specific relevance, okay, prevents long, fluffy writing, ensures commercial usefulness, produces a published ebook, use easy to reuse, refine, and scale. So it will also, AI, it will always tell you, okay, should I still go ahead with this? Should I still go ahead with that? Should I still? So what you do now is just copy this prompt, okay, you can copy here, and paste it back for this guy, this ChatGPT. So you've gotten the instruction you want to give it. Now we just send, and you watch the magic happen. So now, you see, sell more in Nigeria. This is that of the no fluff marketing playbook for getting customers and growing any Nigerian business. Now compare this with just our generative book on marketing. You know, the modern marketing playbook is just to, if you can settle down and compare it, the difference is just very clear, very very clear. So the first one does not have any target audience, does not have anyone it's focusing on, and all of that. So we have our title, the no fluff. If you don't like this title, you can still tell it like, I don't like this, the no fluff marketing playbook. Sell more in Nigeria. I love that, but I don't like this, the no fluff marketing playbook. So I'm going to change it. Okay. So we have the introduction, marketing in Nigeria, but it's not about fancy tools. But then another thing is very, very, very important to notice. You must be ready to read what you are doing. It's not just copy and paste. It's not just so. What we have here now is not very organized for me. Okay, so it's not very organized. So I'm just going to copy the title. I'll go to my Google Docs. So you can go to Google Docs, just type docs.google.com. So that's where you're going to format your book. Okay, so we have our title. I'm going to paste it. So that's our title: sell more in Nigeria. We're going to do the formatting and editing later. Sell more in Nigeria. So we have the introduction. This is not organized for me, so I'm going to tell it to extract out the chapters only in such a way that our ebook will be organized. Okay, so we have our table of contents. Okay, so we have the introduction, the truth about marketing in Nigeria today, understanding Nigerian customers and buying behavior, positioning and branding for Nigerian businesses. You just copy this, you go back to your Google Docs and paste. Okay, so we have 5 alternatives: a practical guide to attracting customers and growing Nigerian business, how Nigerian businesses can attract customers, build trust, and increase sales, a simple proven marketing guide for Nigerian entrepreneurs, a real world. So I told you to select the top 2: how Nigerian businesses can attract customers, build trust, and increase sales, real world market strategies that work in Nigerian markets. Okay, a practical guide to attracting customers and growing any Nigerian business. I think I like this number 1. I'll go with this first one. Okay, so remember, this is under our under our title, so you have to increase your title font, put it in the center, centralize it. So this video is going to be quite short because it's just like a crash course or like an introduction to ebook creation. So you have our table of content. If you don't want it this way, you just come back, give it the instruction. Okay, I don't like the way you organize the table of contents. Make it much more organized. Okay. Okay. So that's that. So you can now go ahead and start developing. So develop chapter 1. It shouldn't be more than 2 to 3 pages. And the language, again, remember instructions. The language should be as basic as possible for our readers. What are we developing? Chapter 1, we're supposed to develop introduction first. Okay, but nonetheless, we can always do that. So we have chapter 1, the truth about marketing in Nigeria. Marketing in Nigeria is different from what you see online from foreign countries. What works in US, UK, Europe does not always work here. Many Nigerian businesses, our business owners struggle not because their products are bad, but because they are using the wrong marketing approach. I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So, but remember, you have to sit down and read, so that you not just because what you are offering is something of value. You want to give value to the market. So you don't just want to do copy and paste. You can copy this here. So we have our chapter 1. Enter a new page. To enter a new page, control enter. Then you paste it. So this is our chapter 1. Remember, you're still going to edit all these lines, all this. You have to edit them out. Then there are some spaces. You have to shorten them. Alright, so you can go ahead and tell it to develop introduction at the same time. Remember, we didn't develop our introduction. This video is getting too long. So, introduction. Marketing is one of the biggest challenges for businesses in Nigeria. Many people have good products and services, but they struggle to get customers. This is not always because the market is bad, but most times it is because the marketing is unclear or inconsistent. In Nigeria, customers are careful. They ask questions. They compare options. They want to be sure they are not wasting their money because of this marketing here. So you just take your time, read it, then you can copy and come back here. So it should be the first before the chapter 1. It should be the first. Control enter, you paste. So you have chapter 1. So this chapter 1, the title, you can always centralize them. So you go ahead and do the same thing for chapter 2. You go ahead and do the same thing for chapter 2. So that's about, let's just see the chapter 2. So you have to take your time to read in order to know what you are offering, because you can't just be selling something and someone will ask you a question about it and you can't even answer. You get, so you have to, you copy, you go back, you paste, so you keep doing this for chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, up to the last chapter. And then, okay, so for our cover, again, you don't have to rack your head to get a prompt to you. So we need to develop or create a cover for our ebook. I want you to give me perfect prompts I can use for this. Ensure the book cover is very appealing to the Nigeria market. So what we just need is the prompt. So any other details, as long as you've given it the target audience, what you want, we want an ebook cover for this particular book. Then we need to state the subtitle we chose. Remember, we changed the subtitle. The subtitle we selected is, what was the subtitle again? A practical guide to, so that we add it to the ebook. So if you want to add your name to the ebook, You can always state that the name of the author is, let me use my name. Okay, so we need a prompt. What we need is just the prompt. We already stated that we need the perfect prompt, not the ebook now. Did you say that? Yes, it should be appealing to the Nigerian market. So here we go. Create a clean, modern, high-impact ebook cover design for Nigerian business and marketing audience. Book titled "Sell More in Nigeria." Subtitle: A practical guide to attracting customers and growing any Nigerian business. So you see the author name here. You see the style and mode, the design direction. So you don't need to rack your anything you want to design. It is very important that first and foremost you get your prompt. Okay, you get your prompt. The prompt is very, very key, very, very important. So we've copied the prompt. You still just copy and paste it back for it and tell it to go ahead and create. So our ebook cover is creating. It's being created rather. So here we go. Our ebook is created. I think this is nice. This is quite nice. Although the color doesn't have to be green, right? The color is not shouldn't necessarily be green. So you can always edit. To edit, just click on the image. All this is something you can do it on your phone. Once you just click on the image, you see describe edits down here. So if you want to change the color from green to whatever your choice is, if you want maybe this subtitle to be bolder, if you want to change this icon, you just narrate and explain whatever you want to do down here. Okay, so you can always save this. You can download this, go back to your ebook. Okay, so it will be the cover page. So you can bring this down, shift this to the middle. If you read books very well, you know that this first page is always just centralized this way. So once you insert you can see insert image, upload from your computer. So let's just insert image, upload from my computer. It's taking time. So here we have an image. So this is our image. You can always expand it, make it bolder to fill in the page. So the image is always uploaded in a wrapped form. This is just a bonus. It's always uploaded in a wrapped form. So you have to unwrap it. So you see down here, you have to unwrap it. You can unwrap it that in front of text or behind text so that you can easily move it. If not, in this form, it will not move. So you can unwrap it. It can then easily be moved. You can move it up, move it sideways wherever you want. You can reduce the size. You can expand it. Just play around with it and your book is created. Okay, so that's how you create your ebook. Thank you for watching this video. Please do it to like and subscribe to our channel. Stay blessed.